Welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, NFTs, play to earn, price, and today we want to talk DeFi projects, guys. So stick around. We are going to be talking for the first time in a while, actually, about ETH staking. I've talked about staking DeFi in the Axie Infinity environment. I've been really invested in that since really August of last year, so August, September, and have been really focused on that as far as my DeFi efforts go. But right now I've got another ETH or so staked in ready to be staked, and I'm looking forward to showing you the best ways to get yield on your ETH in your ETH in 2022. So what I'm looking into is two different protocols, and I'm debating on which one to do. I'm not going to show you. I was planning on showing you exactly what I was going to do, but I tripped across something this morning that makes me have to rethink what I want to do, and if I can get more ETH to put into this protocol, I'm going to do it because it's a little bit step intensive. So I'm trying to avoid ETH gas fees, but gas fees have been lower. In fact, I'll show you that in a little bit here. Over the last couple months, with the people are calling this the bear market or the sideways market, whatever you want to call this right now, with inflation going on and the conflict in Ukraine and Russia. Things are just a little bit more uncertain, and we've hit all-time highs on ETH and in Bitcoin, and we've retraced from then. Some people think we're still in the bull market. Some people think we're firmly in the bear market. Some people think we're even likely to drop further down. But for me right now, guys, I just want to earn as much yield as possible on my assets that I've already purchased. So what I'm doing is looking for the best opportunities, probably the safest opportunities as well within these environments, as I'm not looking to get degen into DeFi protocols. I'm not going to be trying to get yield on stable coins. I do think stable coins, especially with inflation right now, are not the safest bet, to be honest. I think buying the dips in Ethereum in particular is going to be my best strategy. Not financial advice, guys. Do your own research and make sure you consult your financial advisor if you're going to get into these things, if you have one. But what I'm doing, guys, is holding on to my ETH and trying to get as much yield on that in ETH as I can possible. Now you can do that by getting into staking on Coinbase, which honestly, I'm going to do another video on this, guys. I regret doing that in 2021. I was a little bit more, obviously a little bit more of a noob, as everybody is as they're learning, a year ago than I am today. Anytime you spend a year in crypto, you learn a lot, and anybody was more of a noob last year than they are today, right? So got into Coinbase staking, making 4.3% on my ETH there, which is not not terrible. But what it could be doing is much more like 20, 30, and even higher percentages sometimes in some of these protocols. I read one this morning, and I'll show you in Twitter, that is looking to be closer to 36% or more, and the one I was looking into is closer to 32%, and I think what I'm going to do is end up going into 32%, but I digress. Let's get into them and actually show you what I'm doing with my ETH. So I got a couple things up here. I've got Rocket Pool and Lido, and Rocket Pool is probably the most decentralized pool of ETH stakers and validators out there. So if you're not familiar with your Ethereum, if you're tripping across this video because you've got some ETH, you're not you haven't done a ton of research on ETH, but you just want to eke out as much yield as possible, if you come from the stock market world in particular, what we're trying to do is get returns on our investment, essentially similar to getting a gosh, what do you call that in the TradFi world, where you're not interest, but on stocks you would get a payment every quarter if you were holding a stock that gave you you know, a stock option that incurred. I can't remember the right word, guys. I'm blanking. I'm sorry, but you know, put the name in the description. Help me out. What I'm being distracted by all my pop-ups here. Sorry, guys. What I'm looking to do is get more ETH on top of my ETH. So Rocket Pool is the most decentralized. If again, if you've not done a lot of research, ETH is the most decentralized protocol out there, especially beyond Bitcoin. Bitcoin's probably the most, but ETH is the most decentralized smart contract blockchain out there. So there's a couple different people that are the biggest pools. So Rocket Pool is one of the top 3. Lido is I believe in the top 3 as well, and then Coinbase. Those 3, and I think either KuCoin or Kraken are in the top 4 at least, if not 5 there, with depending on the day really, because people are adding more to those. But right now, Rocket Pool and Lido give you a liquidity token, which gives you the ability to get even more rewards on top of your ETH. So right now I've got a good chunk of my Ethereum wrapped up in Coinbase's staking, which is not awful. I'm getting, you know, 4.3% or whatever it is right now. Base stake is, yeah, 4.33%. APR is the base stake that you're going to find with Lido, with Rocket Pool, and with Coinbase. So unfortunately, though, with Coinbase, you're not getting a liquidity token. You're not getting some sort of token that you can use elsewhere for, you know, to stake and get DeFi rewards, get stable coins. You can't stake your Coinbase ETH liquidity token and get some yield on that. You can't use it to do DeFi. You can't use it to get a loan to take out more stable coins and make yield on those stable coins, guys. So it's it was the easiest thing to do, and because so many people use Coinbase as an on-ramp, is probably the most popular, especially at the beginning of last year when people really didn't know where to stake their ETH. Well, the other 2 that are the best, in my opinion, that give you a liquidity token along with it is Rocket Pool and Lido. And Lido is probably the most popular out of all of these. I think more people in DeFi or even in TradFi or the TradFi transplants are looking to Lido because for whatever reason they've done a better job of marketing, or just because of their a little bit more centralized. I think they have a little bit better pool of resources to get their name out there. And so a lot of people that I follow on YouTube are using Lido. And I think it's, though it's very, it is a good amount decentralized, it still has a little bit of centralization, and perhaps a very small amount of security because of it. So Rocket Pool is completely made up, from what I understand, of Ethereum miners. And Rocket Pool actually started as a mining pool, and I think it continues to be a mining pool at least until the merge. And this is kind of their hedge, if you will, against losing their miner fees eventually. So miners in the last you know, since 2018, 2016, something like that, have been mining Ethereum on, you know, graphics cards and then onto ASICs. And now they're looking for a place to continue making rewards. And the best place to do that is in staking your Ethereum, because we're transitioning into a proof of stake rather than a proof of work network. Proof of work is what Bitcoin does, and that's why you hear some people talking about, you know, sustainability long term as far as resources used. I mean, there is a lot of electricity use in the proof of work model, as far as, and that's what secures the network, guys. It's what makes sure that transactions continue to flow through the network as well. So you're validating transactions and you're adding to the network by building the blocks. So So these are the two options that I'm really looking into, either going with Rocket Pool and going with Lido, and both of them have liquidity tokens, as I have mentioned. And liquidity tokens, guys, give you the option to take it out of these protocols like Lido and Rocket and bring them into other DeFi protocols like Curve Finance. Curve Finance gives you a ton of pools that you can make more liquidity from, like the let me look up Steth. So if you were going to put your where's my search feature on this, your tokens into Lido, you're going to get staked ETH or Steth, right? So what you can do is look up CL pools, and then we'll go to the Steth pool here, and we'll see what we can make on top of it. I just saw it. There it is. So in Curve Finance, you can take your Steth pool and you can stake, take your staked ETH and some Ethereum and put them in a liquidity pool together and make 2.26% variable APY, which means it's going to go up and down, but then also get 2.5% in Lido tokens, and then between 0.23% and 0.57% in Curve tokens as well. So those rewards compound the more that you have too. You can actually stake Lido, you can stake Curve, or you can use those in different protocols and make even more yield on those. But you have the variable rates of 2.26, which gets you from the 4.33 that you get on Curve or on Rocket or Lido, and brings it up to, you know, essentially what, that's 7%, not quite, 6.5% with the or just 6.75% with the extra 2.25% that you get from the Steth pool. So that's one way to do it. One other way, and this is the thing that I'm most likely to jump into, guys, is getting into Ribbon Finance. And what Ribbon does is takes either your Ethereum or your staked Ethereum from Lido and gives you the ability to put it into a smart contract that runs a automated options contract protocol on top of the staking. So what you're doing is you're giving the either your ETH token or your staked ETH token from Lido and putting it into this this smart contract that automatically chooses a options contract to gain more ETH on top of your staked ETH. So what this is doing, it's currently at a 5.52% yield. That's cumulative for this year. The projected year APY for this year in particular is 34.11%, which is pretty unbelievable in comparison to other places. If obviously option staking is you know, in some senses a little bit risky. If you had a major fluctuation in the market, it could be somewhat risky, but Lido or Ribbon Finance has been very good, and you can actually look into their track record, and even from the highs of the bull market, where ETH was upwards of $4,800 down to current levels. They've seen great growth. You know, this year alone has already done 5%, 5.52% on top of what you can get. So if you were in here right now, if you just had started on January 1, if you were getting the 4.3% from your liquidity in Lido, and you brought your staked ETH into Ribbon, and you took it out today, you would have you know, the 5.52% on top of the 4.33%, and you'd be getting nearly 10%, guys. And that's just in the first 3 months of 2.5 months even of this year. So this is probably what I'm going to do. But the other option I wanted to show, and this is the newest one. Let me get on Twitter here and show this to you. It might take me a second to find it, but look up Jasper the Friendly Ghost. He's going to be .eth here. He's going to come up pretty quickly because he's got a big following. But he just announced the Yearn Steth vaults that. So this is a new contract, guys, at mirror.xyz. And what it does is takes Lido and Lido stat or staked ETH and Rocket Pool staked ETH and puts them into a liquidity pool. And right now, I think the APRs are somewhere in the, let me see, I believe somebody was saying they're getting upwards of 35%, which I was going to get in the Ribbon vault. So let me go back in here and see if he actually shows what he's getting as far as yields go. I believe it was higher than that. Yeah, 39%. We don't know how long this liquidity is going to, or this this APY is going to be valid. So it does look like 39%. I think that was what I read up on earlier, and actually I found this through the Daily Guy. So if you search Daily Guy on YouTube, Anthony Sassano over there does a fantastic job of giving us news on the Ethereum network every day. And he is far more technical than I am. If you think my channel's technical, guys, go over to Anthony's and check him out. A Daily Guy over there is just gives you every single bit of information behind the Ethereum chain on every single day basis, guys. He posts every single day, and it's quite a significant amount of information. However, which one am I going to do? I personally think, because of the amount of transactions you would need to do to get into this one at the XYZ over here, and I don't even know where the button is to get into this, but what you would need to do is go to Rocket Pool, stake your ETH, get the RETH token, which is the liquidity pool that you would get from Rocket Pool, and then you go to Lido. And this is interesting. So in this pool that he's talking about, you actually have to have wrapped staked ETH. It's not just staked ETH, it's the wrapped staked ETH. And to get that, guys, you have to go into Lido, and you have to stake now. And then you do have the option to ask for wrapped stake ETH here, I believe. I looked this up earlier and I haven't done it yet, but what I understand is you need to change it to, maybe press this. No, that's not it. But I know there's a way in here. Do a little bit of research and decide that you want to get wrapped staked ETH tokens rather than just staked ETH tokens in Lido. Oh, the wrappers right here. So, and apparently you can do this without having to do 2 transactions. So you're not going to pay double gas fees. You can do staking and wrapping at the same time. So, and then you wrap them and you bring them into in equal amounts, Rocket ETH or RETH, and then the wrapped staked ETH from Lido, and you put those together in the liquidity pool mentioned in this one, and you get 39% APR total. So I believe that's 39, including the 4.33 that you get from Lido. Now, what I'm actually kind of interested in finding out, and I without doing this fully, and I'll probably do it today and then do a recap video later, is that if I stake Steth here, I'm going to be getting 4.33% from Lido, plus the potential 34.11% in Ribbon as well. And so honestly, guys, I do think that the options contract has a better chance of doing a longer term and sustainable APY versus a liquidity pool, because once you fill up a liquidity pool, you typically run out of the rewards that you would get from something like this. So so I think for long-term sustainability, and considering the APYs are fairly similar, looking at 39% here or 39% over at the Rocket Pool, plus wrap staked ETH liquidity pool, I do think that I'm going to go with Ribbon after all. And I do think I'm going to save money, in particular on gas fees, because I'll be able to do a couple transactions only instead of multiple. So I'll have, because it's only one-sided liquidity too. It's not, you don't have to have Rocket staked ETH and Lido staked ETH. You just need Lido staked ETH to get into the Ribbon vault here to lock up. Now, some of the things I want to talk about quickly before I go on the staked ETH vault in Ribbon Finance. You have to get it in there before Friday. I think it's Friday afternoon is when the options contracts are set, and the previous weeks expire, and then they take the money from the previous week and they stake it in new contracts for the following week, and every single Friday is when it's unlocked. So you need to tell it before the unlock period on Friday to unwrap it or unvault it, if you will. Now, this is not something you have to keep in for multiple months. You can just do it a week at a time if you wanted to. Obviously, you're going to have Ethereum gas fees with every transaction, so you want to be judicious. You want to throw it in there and keep it in there. And the cool thing about this is you do get compounding, from what I understand here. You when you stake your steth inside of these vaults, every time you get more steth, you get the rewards staked on top of. And I'm not sure about that. Let me do some more research as I get into this, guys. But 39 cents or 39% compounded on top of or 5% every couple months compounded is going to be greatly higher than 34% APY. So with that, guys, I think I've gotten you enough information, probably filled your brains more than I would like to in a normal video, but leave your comments below about what you're doing with your Ethereum and how you're planning to get more Ethereum with your Ethereum. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.